gotta have them in my life no more. Ain't gotta deal with them.
And now,
Hey, 1 2 1 2 1 2. That sounds all right.
since then, I've dealt with her okay.
You have to get your point across to them that you ain't gonna play with them.
You just totally have to be.
You're not here at their beck and call. You're not here at their disposal, and you don't serve at their pleasure.
Test. It's got something bad in it. Is that? Test. That sounds better. It had like a. Was it the Matrix?
Well, I ain't hearing you.
Test. 1 2 test. He got me. It's a good one right here.
Oh, you got the.
Yeah, he got me. It's good. Test. Hey, what is right?
All right, so Gus Malzahn thinks he can play, and so does Rhett Lashley. You think he can play quarterback in the NFL? They said that without a doubt.
I think that he has the arm strength, and that's the big thing I don't like about Manziel is that
I don't think his arm's real strong. Yeah.
And the ball does not jump off his hand. Now, some cats can get away with that, and the ball not jump out of their hand. I never thought that the ball jumped out of Breeze's hand, but he's so darn accurate that it doesn't matter.
That's right.
You got to be exceptional at one of those.
I don't think is Donnie Manziel that accurate?
I don't think that
But he improvises. He gets out in open field, and that's why it looks like the guys are open, and he didn't have to throw it as hard because
sometimes athletes can make up.
That's what I'm saying.
So I think that if he gets in the league and he realizes what he has to change, I think
he'll change it.
Athlete to make it happen.
That's a good point.
Now Nick Marshall, he's got
a rocket. A rocket.
That is not his issue.
He's a rocket. I'll just turn mine down. I think we're down anyway.
Justin.
We went over to answer the phone. Where'd he go? They did this the other day. First segment was, I don't know what the deal was. They had an issue down there.
Down there?
Yeah.
I mean, is it up?
Yeah, it's up. It's moving.
You're listening to Sports Call on Tiger 93.9, WTGZ, Union Springs, Montgomery, and Auburn, and AM 620 WTRP, LaGrange.
You better buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a show to watch.
From Tiger Communications.
Jackson, touchdown!
For 20 years, East Alabama's sports talk leader.
Swing and drive, Belton right!
Sports Call.
Oh, what a dog!
Call in now at 887-3401 locally. Or 1-888-9-TIGER-9 toll free.
Struck him out!
And now, coming to you live from the loveliest village on the plains. Sports Call.
Good Tuesday afternoon out there to everybody, and welcome into the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee here with you on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. We want you to be part of the program, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401 to be part of the program here. In our first segment each and every day is our LMG question of the day segment, brought to you by Lee Marketing Group for signage, tees, web design, video production, and more. Call on LMG today at 334-742-0197, LMG Success by Design. And again, our question of the day, do you think Nick Marshall can play quarterback in the NFL? Give us a call, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. Randy, seems to be the central focus of this spring practice is Nick Marshall, him having that first year under his belt. This is his first spring, though. He didn't come in until the summer. And can he be the guy that leads Auburn back to a national championship game and win the national championship game? And further than that, can he be
that's still up for grabs and up for debate, and we'll see how the executives feel there. But for Nick Marshall, if you ask me, I say the talent level is there, and his coaches believe the talent level's there.
Can you remember a quarterback that came in as late as Nick Marshall and basically throughout the year, like you said, on this program, our other programs, we constantly taught week in and week out, will Nick Marshall keep his job? Will Jeremy Johnson finally overcome Nick Marshall? And then just each and every week went by, and Nick Marshall ended up, you turned around, and Auburn was standing there in the national championship game and was 13 seconds away from winning it. Can you remember a team, any team in the past, that had two guys going into fall camp that nobody really knew who was going to be the starter? It was either going to be a JUCO transfer in Nick Marshall or a true freshman in Jeremy Johnson, be able to be as successful as they were this year?
I don't remember two, but I can remember one in Phillip Rivers for North Carolina State, from Athens, Alabama, going up there, and a true freshman and getting starts right there at the beginning of the season, and not only starting but playing exceptionally well. So he's the one guy in the last decade or so, or the last 15 years, that I can remember with very limited practice time coming into a system and making such a difference that you saw him make at NC State. Now, he was coached in high school by his father, is a tremendous athlete all the way around. His brother's at LSU right now. I don't know if he'll get the start next year, but more than likely will continue to be the backup. But Phillip Rivers is the one. Can you remember one?
No, I didn't, and that's kind of where I was going with it. I didn't really, really couldn't think of a guy. And let's just take everybody back a second. I think we're all so enamored by how Auburn finished and all the expectations going in. This time last year, Gus Malzahn and coming in as a new guy at the helm. He had the previous experience as offensive coordinator, but didn't know who the quarterback was going to be. So many unanswered questions. There still was a lot of unanswered questions on defense. But going into spring, we all talked about, man, if Gus Malzahn can come in here and get us at 500 and be competitive in these big games, the LSUs, the Arkansas, the Alabamas, the Georgias, we'd be happy with that. Well, he took it so it happened so fast, and we got caught up each and every week. This team gained so much momentum and confidence behind Nick Marshall, and all the while, Nick Marshall, guys, we forget he was learning. He was learning each and every week, and each and every week Auburn would put a little bit more in this offense. This team is going to be dangerous, and I don't see how they can not be good this year. I mean, all the times in the past we talked about Auburn, when they come in with high expectations, they fall flat on their face. Randy, I don't see how that can happen this year. I know it can. I know the schedule's tougher, But you got a guy, Nick Marshall, only time and experience is going to make this guy better.
888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. Find us on Twitter also at Sportscall AU. Our LMG question of the day: can Nick Marshall play quarterback in the NFL? I just like that we're asking this question. I do want to repeat again that we did sit up here and tout Jeremy Johnson, and I still do think Jeremy Johnson's going to be special in an Auburn uniform, but Nick Marshall's already special. Took us to one national championship game, preseason top 5 this year. The coaching is if there was ever a time to second-guess coaches, it's not right now at Auburn University. We definitely have no reason to second-guess anything that we're hearing from Gus Malzahn and Rhett Lashley, nor do I think they say things that they don't truly believe.
I agree with that.
They're that type of guy and that type of coach. And when you hear them say how well Nick Marshall's performing, the progressions that he's making, the offensive progressions. I was reading an article a little bit earlier before we came on air about Gus Malzahn saying how excited he was with up-tempo offense, and the pace is really where he likes for it to be. Not sure that he said it exactly like that, but that's how I took it. And I think Nick Marshall has everything to do with that. So when you ask, I think he can do it. Sometimes it takes different things or different ways of making plays to win ball games, and Russell Wilson has proved that at Seattle. You've got to have key attributes to be able to play quarterback in the NFL that maybe you don't always need in college. One of those, again, as I mentioned, was arm strength, but sometimes when the play breaks down, like Colin Kaepernick in that semi, Seattle didn't give up anything in that Super Bowl. That defense was tough. But San Francisco moved the football against them, and why? Because Kaepernick, when everything broke down, he made plays.
Yeah, improvised.
And that's the difference in quarterback play today. There are still Peyton Mannings out there successful, but there are also players that can do a little bit of everything, and I think Nick Marshall fits that bill.
Well, I think it's shifted more toward those guys, and I think teams in NFL and college would like to have, if they had their rathers, they'd like to have a guy that's versatile and that can move around rather than a true pocket quarterback that just stands back there and tries to find open receivers. They want that extra dimension. And, obviously, Randy, the players get along well because it'd be very easy for Jeremy Johnson to stand over there as Mr. Football. Probably was told, real good chance of you starting as a freshman. Came in a couple of games, started one game, played tremendous when he was asked to, and sit over there and go, man, all this time's wasting for me. I'm standing over here. Obviously, he and Nick Marshall have a good relationship because not one time ever – and, winning does cure a lot of this, but sometimes even when you win, you still have guys that are disgruntled. Obviously, that's not the case, and I'm glad of that because Jeremy Johnson, for a lot of other teams, would be starting, but he obviously has embraced the team concept and said, look, Nick Marshall came in and earned the job. I'm good, and I'm going to keep pressing him as the guy in competition breeds success.
Another great thing that I read this week, recruiting the state of Georgia has always been important to Auburn. And it will always be important to Auburn because no matter how you spin it, it's tough treading here in the state of Alabama. I mean, if we do well, we get half. And we're a much smaller state with a much smaller base of talent to come out. Doesn't mean that our talent that does come out's not top tier, because I think that the top tier talent here in the state of Alabama is as good as anywhere in the country. But Georgia per capita has a lot more to pull from. And when you talk about our last two quarterbacks that have been uber successful, who are they? Cam Newton and Nick Marshall right now. Both of those guys from the state of Georgia. And read earlier where Gus Malzahn said that recruiting the state of Georgia has always been important and will continue to be important. And so it should be fun to watch the coming years how our recruiting classes veer towards that state.
No doubt about it. Let's go to the phone lines. Mark in Phoenix City, you're on Sports Call. Hey, Mark, you with us?
Hello?
Hey, Mark. What's up, man?
Hey, okay, not a whole lot. I just want to go off on a little soapbox real quick on this WNIT with the women. I saw where we listed a crowd of 1,300 last night. I was there, and there had to be over 2,000 people there. And they based the next round on attendance. And now we're going to have to play Mississippi State on the road.
That's right.
Who we beat twice in the regular season and finished 2 games ahead of them in the conference. And that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense sense to me. And is it maybe because we've got a baseball game this Thursday night they figured that would hurt the crowd?
I don't know why they would want to do that. I would think you would want to have every event on campus as possible. And you're right. I mean, Auburn did sweep them during the year and finished ahead of them. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that question is, Mark. Yeah,
I just had to get off my soapbox today. So that's about all I had. I appreciate it, guys.
Mark, thank you so much.
Bye.
Appreciate it, and we want to hear from you. 888-9-TIGER-9 334-887-3401, and we'll talk about the Lady Tigers and their win over Old Dominion in the next segment of the program. It'll be the Auburn Athletics Update segment. Baseball, softball, gymnastics, a ton of stuff that we're going to talk about over in the Auburn Athletics Update segment.
888-9-TIGER-9 334-887-3401. Social media always very important to us, not only on Sports Call but our Sports Blitz programming. So find us there, Sports Call AU. We try to update that as often as possible, and would love feedback from you as well. If you've got questions, you got comments, we'll pass them along here on the program.
Yeah, we're up against a break, Luke. If you'll hang on with us, we got to get to this break. We'll catch you on the other side. 888-9-TIGER-9 334-887-3401. You're listening to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call.
Are flying ants swarming around your home? They could be swarming termites.
Knowing the difference between these insects could save you time, money, and worry.
If you're uncertain about which type of insect is invading your home, call the experts, Cook's Pest Control.
Cooks will be happy to come to your home and identify insects or insect damage free of charge with no obligation.
Look, don't wait. You need to call Cook's today and get that free evaluation. Cook's protects our home. We are very satisfied, and we know that you will be too.
Looky, looky, looky. Here comes Cookie.
Pest Control. It was just one of those days. I had a million things to do. This was the last thing I was expecting.
No matter how well you drive, things happen. And when they do, the ASE certified technicians at Franklin Tire and Auto know there's only one way to fix it, the right way. From accident repair to factory scheduled maintenance, Franklin Tire will give you honest, dependable service at a competitive price. Proudly serving the area since 1970 and still locally owned and operated.
No shortcuts, no compromise, and friendly service every time. Franklin Tire and Auto in Auburn, 821-4572 and FranklinAutoInc.com.
In today's competitive environment, time is money. Allegra Printing in Auburn has the fastest turnaround. With their state-of-the-art, all-digital printing equipment, Allegra delivers with speed, precision, and quality every time. And their outside sales reps will help you from start to finish, so you don't even have to leave your office. From simple to sophisticated, turn to Allegra, East Alabama's go-to print company for more than 25 years. Visit them in Auburn at 1625 East University Drive or call 887-3180. Allegra Printing. Quality service, expert solutions, professional results.
The Q is cooking at Country's Barbecue in Auburn. Come on, you want it. Your mouth is watering right now just thinking about it. That's right. Some delicious barbecue is just what the doctor ordered. And Country's is the place to get it. And great deals, too, like Tuesdays dig into all-you-can-eat barbecue chicken with live bluegrass music. Or get $3.99 barbecue plates on Wednesdays after 5. And all-you-can-eat barbecue beef ribs on Thursdays after 5. And you've got to try their big back ribs on Fridays and Saturdays. Get your Q on at Country's Barbecue on Opelika Road in Auburn. Great barbecue. Well served.
TK's welcomes its newest kid on the block, Valero Store 18, located on Dean Road in Auburn. The spot for the best price on quality gasoline. With a new look, great prices, and friendly faces, TK's Valero Store 18 on Dean Road should be your only place to stop and fill up and grab a cup of coffee. Always steaming hot and ready to help you start your day. TK's Valero Store 18 is your quality gas low price leader.
Spring football and A-Day are almost here, so head to the Big Blue Bookstore for all your tailgating supplies and game day attire. The Big Blue Bookstore is locally owned and always offers the best selection of orange and blue gear for adults and kids. At the Big Blue Bookstore, we are proud to be a part of the Auburn family, and we are all in. So stop by and get ready to cheer on the Tigers on A-Day, April 19th. Whether you're looking for the perfect game day ensemble, a gift, or a textbook, head to the Big Blue Bookstore in the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center on South College.
Auburn Links is your home for great golf. Just off exit 51, Auburn Links features a beautiful layout with Bermuda grass greens and rolling fairways, all right next to Parkinson's Mill Creek. For the last 20 years, Auburn Links has been providing Lee County with the best golfing experience around, whatever your skill level may be. Looking for a fun family activity? Auburn Links has great group rates and membership specials for everyone, and their weekday rates now include Fridays. Be sure to follow Auburn Links on Facebook and Twitter for special deals and limited time offers. Auburn Links on Shell Tumor Parkway. Call 887-5151. Hello, this is James Andrake for the Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store. Did you know that the Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store really impacts hundreds of boys and girls right here in our city through the Saturday Sunday School, Sidewalk Sunday School, and the Leadership Academy? It's true. From the breakfast on the bus prepared by Finley's every Saturday morning, to the hard-hitting lessons taught right in some of the toughest neighborhoods, to the proactive leadership lessons of the Academy, we do make a difference. Someone once noted, a raindrop may look too small to the eyes, but somewhere a thirsty flower awaits its fall. Shop and donate to the Lifesavers Mission Thrift Store, and remember, you are making a big difference.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee here with you till 6 o'clock. Give us a call, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. To be part of the program here in segment number 2, which is the Auburn Athletics Update segment brought to you by Sarah Honda of Sylacauga on Highway 280, where we simply offer the state's best price on all new Hondas and an exclusive lifetime warranty. Here in the Auburn Athletics Update segment, we'll continue with our theme of the LMG question of the day. Can Nick Marshall play quarterback in the NFL? According to Quan Bray and some of his quotes today, he said he sees an NFL-caliber quarterback right now, quote, just now in the spring, he's making throws he wasn't making last year. Right now, he's just leading us and being the guy that we can lean on. That's what you want as a quarterback, Randy, and that's what you want to hear. And you and I were just talking, and you said something, and me and my dad were in a conversation last night about the national championship game, and I don't think I'll ever quit talking about it. And he said, you know, we had, in making your analysis, we kind of brought it up based on what you were talking about. I remember when you got back from the national championship game, you know, when we had to settle for that field goal down there, and then we ended up kicking off, and they ran the kickoff back, you know, that changed the momentum of the game. We had to settle. Why didn't we keep the ball on the ground? They were tired. We were pounding it. I know on the last drive we did keep it on the ground and we scored, but then if you score a touchdown there, it changes the whole demeanor, and I think you're right, and it'll lead into what we're going to talk about. I think sometimes this coaching staff is so smart that they outcoach themselves.
Well, the thing that I really like about the coaching staff is if they get in a ball game, you ask first off if I thought that we would throw the ball more this year because we brought in a lot of great talent to add to what we already have.
Mm-hmm.
My answer was I don't think this coaching staff, if they can run the ball 90% of the time and only throw it 7 or 8 times a game like we did 3 or 4 games last year, I think that that's the beauty of this coaching staff is they don't overthink things. If something's working, they do it. The point that I made from the national championship game is, you know, I find myself even back to 2010 with Cam Newton there and the rest of the crew running the football is, you know, I'm sitting there saying in the stands, go, 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 go. And I think that I'm just like a lot of other people, Auburn fans sitting around me. I'm just wanting us to go faster. And I like the beauty of and the simplicity of running the same play over and over again, and you know what's coming, but you can't stop it. And I thought a lot of times in the national championship game, especially in the first half, that we showed so many different formations. We rotated out different personnel in and out of the ball game a lot, and it's almost like we overthought it. We thought too much, and a lot of times when you overthink things, it gets you in trouble. And so when you ask me, do I think that we'll throw the ball more? I said the beauty of no, I don't think so. I think this coaching staff will go into each and every game with a game plan, but if they find something that's working, they'll stick with it.
Yeah, it's all good points that you said, and then also Sammy Coates, he threw his 2 cents worth in on Nick Marshall. He said Nick is throwing the ball real good this spring. It's good that he's getting to go through spring after he didn't do it last year. He's making better reads. He's doing a better job, and it's going to be a shock to the world what he's going to be able to do when it all gets together. So it just seems like all the banter and everything that surrounds Nick Marshall. And then the theme is that Auburn is going to throw the ball more. But you're right, the X factor is this coaching staff. Let's go to the phone lines. Luke, you there with us? Hey, Luke. And we're having some trouble getting our phone calls to come through, and hopefully Luke will be able to come on through here in just a little bit. But the Nick Marshall was quoted, said, "I'll let them be the judge of what I'm doing. I'm just going out there and doing what the coaches asked me to do." But you would think, just by common sense, that bringing a Duke Williams in, Sammy Coates, being one of the most prolific receivers in the country last year, averaging what he averaged per catch, and in all the other pieces that go with him, a Marcus Davis, a Melvin Ray, and all those guys tied in, you just got to think that Auburn, it's going to be hard to defend this Auburn offense.
888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. We'd love to hear from you. Auburn Athletics update. Reduced price season tickets going to be called the Eagles Nest, $350 for the 7 games, $3,000 available this upcoming year. Doesn't carry over to 2015. Your thoughts on that, Brett?
Well, just doing what you can to get everybody in the stadium and making it a rabid environment. Jordan-Hare Stadium's already a rabid environment, but ticket prices, Randy, frankly, are a problem for a lot of people out there, and it's an issue where there's a lot of great fans who can't make it to games, and that's why Kentucky fans, let me just put it this way: Kentucky, if you're a Kentucky fan, you can forget getting a ticket to Rupp Arena. You can forget getting in, and if you're not on that list and you hadn't had tickets, you can just forget it. That's why Kentucky fans just eat up all the SEC tournament tickets, because it's their opportunity to finally get to see their team in person. I think this is great. I think if Auburn continues the success that they're having, that's why it doesn't carry over to 2015, because they're not going to be able to do that if Auburn continues to do what they're doing.
What about our baseball team? Sonny Galloway, 10 out of 11 that they pull off. I know that they lose that final ball game, but this baseball team is doing something that, honestly, we've only had a couple of winning seasons since Hal Baird left in the SEC.
I know.
And do I need to repeat that? Only a couple of seasons in the last 14 that we've had a winning record in the SEC. We're off to a 4-2 start in the top 25. We're up to 21 in some polls. The RPI has us in the top 25 also. Unbelievable the change that we've seen in the last 12 ball games.
Yeah, 21 in the Baseball America poll, 24 in the Perfect Game poll. It's another poll out there, but 4-2. I mean, it's been a long time since Auburn was at the top of the Western Division, and they've got a great opportunity with Missouri coming in this coming Thursday night. Missouri down toward the bottom. They are dead last in the East at 1-5, 11-12 overall. So this is a great opportunity. If you look at the top of the Western Division, Auburn, Mississippi State, and Ole Miss are all 4-2, and then you got LSU at 3-2-1, and then you got 3 teams at 3-3 at Alabama, Texas A&M, and Arkansas. The West is extremely tight. If you look at the East, you got South Carolina, Tennessee, Vandy, Florida, Kentucky, all at 3-3, and then you got 2 bottom dwellers down there in Georgia and Missouri. So Auburn's got a chance with the pitching that they have to really make some moves here early in the season and jump on up there. And I think Sonny Galloway really took advantage of these games before the SEC started to figure out his rotation, to figure out his position players. They're still not hitting the ball that well, but Auburn right now pitching the ball as well as anybody.
Dylan Ortman, Keegan Thompson. Keegan Thompson's throwing the ball as well as anybody in the country, and we've said it on this program a lot, and I'll continue to say it. I love that in baseball, if you get a stud like Keegan Thompson, he's there with you for 3 years.
Oh, yeah.
And I wish basketball was that way. You could get more of a feel. They could feel like more of, Auburn Tigers. You know, I know Kentucky fights with that on the basketball side. It's not hurting them right now in the tournament, by the way. I know we'll talk about that in the second hour. But Keegan Thompson there for a couple of more years after this. He's an amazing freshman pitcher out of Coleman, Alabama.
Tremendous guy. And I actually talked to a couple of high school coaches and some of the college coaches that are out at Central Alabama Community College and at the Sportsplex here in Alexander City for the Lake Martin Classic. It's turned into one of the better high school baseball tournaments in the state, and a lot of great teams, and a lot of people talking about Keegan Thompson as a true freshman, what he's been able to do, and right now he's untouchable, but how does he respond when he's going to have a day when he goes out there and he gets hit around a little bit, and so mental toughness for a freshman, how will he respond after that? But right now, he's leading this Auburn team. They're getting it done on the mound. They're still not hitting the ball like Sonny Galloway wants them to hit it, but they're getting it done, and they're winning baseball games. And this, you brought up a good point. This was a program, Randy, for several years didn't even go to the SEC tournament. Only the bottom two teams in the conference don't go to the SEC tournament, and Auburn was one of those there for a while. So Auburn off to a great start, has a chance to build on that. They got Kennesaw State tonight at Plainsman Park, and if the rain will hold off, they have a Thursday, a Friday, Saturday against Missouri, and the Thursday night game will be on ESPNU if you can't get out to Plainsman Park. It's a 6:30 start, but Sonny Galloway has changed the mentality of this program, and that's really what all these programs at Auburn are trying to do right now with Jay Jacobs.
Well, Hal Baird from 93 to 2000, 7 out of 8 years, we had winning record in the SEC. In SEC play, we had a winning record, and I can go down the list of superlatives from those teams from 93 to 2000. Since then, only 2 teams I mentioned had a winning record in the SEC. That was one back in 03. We were 18-12. That was during Steve Renfro's third year on the Plains, and then only one other team, which was 2010, and we went to an NCAA regional under Pulowski, and you were thinking things were going in a positive direction there, but the next 3 years under Pulowski, we go 14-16, 13-17, and 13-17.
Yeah,
so I know it's early, but we're 4-2, and to pick up those 2 victories on the road against a top 20 Tennessee team that's playing exceptionally
really
good baseball. That says a lot more about the direction of this program than winning 2 out of 3 at home, especially here in the SEC.
No doubt about it. Real quickly, let's go to the phone lines. JC and Tallahassee on Sports Call.
Hey, guys. I was just calling in. I wanted to kind of shift the talk to basketball a little bit. Already I've seen more stories on auburnundercover.com regarding basketball recruiting than I think I did the whole time under Tony Barbie, but I know we've been looking at a couple of power forwards, one of the number 1 JUCO in the nation, and another high school kid, and possibly even that shooting guard, Enrio Adams. I was just wondering what y'all are hearing, if we're looking at any other guys, what you're hearing with Logwood and the guy from Australia, and also who do you think Bruce Pearl fills out the rest of the staff with? Is it possible we'll get Chuck Person on the staff? All right, thanks.
JC, thank you. All great questions, and we're going to talk about that as we'll extend the Auburn update segment into the next segment because we only touched a little bit about what we want to talk about, what's going on in basketball. Definitely, the good thing is, Randy, is basketball here in March Madness. Auburn basketball is on the map, and you're right. So many stories. I had a guy come up to me today, said, "You think I can find me an Auburn basketball shirt?" It's amazing how many people, Auburn fans, are excited about that. We're going to talk about that when we come back up against the break. 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401 to be part of the program. More of the Tuesday edition of Sports Call coming your way right after this.
Ever wondered what LMG can do for you? The possibilities are endless.
LMG offers custom apparel and promotional products, any type of signage and vehicle wraps, web design and internet marketing, video production, paper products, and more. Visit us online at leemarketing.net. 3 locations to best serve you: Madison Street in Alexander City, Highway 280 in Dadeville, and Frederick Road in Auburn. LMG, success by design.
Have you been waiting to refinance your mortgage because you're concerned about the value of your home? Recent market data shows that property values have been increasing in our area.
The HomePlace Flex allows you to choose your term, whether you're looking to take years off of your mortgage or lower your monthly payment. Now is the time to act while rates are still at historic lows.
HomePlace Mortgage, located at 323 Airport Plaza, Unit A in Auburn, 334-521-7600, homeplacemtg.com.
With over 40 years of combined experience, SignSource is the premier sign supplier for Central Alabama. From illuminated and monument signs for your business, to banners, car wraps, or political yard signs for the individual, SignSource can do it all. We specialize in designing sign concepts that get results. Contact us today at 256-825-0197 or on the web at signsourcenow.com. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
June will mark 10 years of providing quality T-shirts, athletic uniforms, and promotional products for Lee Apparel. Our success is due in large part to the customers we serve in the Lake Martin community and the great state of Alabama. Our hopes are for many more years of success and growth. Contact Lee Apparel today at 256-825-0197 or on the web at leeapparel.com. Looking for one of the best ways to market your business effectively? Advertise with R&B Media through Sports Blitz, Sportscall, and the AHSA radio network. High school and college athletics are king in Alabama, and consumers of media that center around this subject are steadily on the rise. Get the best of both worlds, radio and TV sports talk throughout the state of Alabama. To learn more, contact us today at 256-794-8223.
At Russell Do-It Center stores, you'll find a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, hardware, electrical and plumbing supplies, paint, tools, and lawn and garden merchandise. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rated products, and competitive do-it-best pricing. Russell Do-It Center also offers free estimates, free local delivery, and price match promise. Check us out at www.russelldoitcenter.com or visit one of our 9 locations in Central Alabama.
Sarah Honda of Sylacauga is the region's #1 Honda dealer for 3 simple reasons. One, Sarah Honda offers guaranteed lowest pricing. 2, the best service after the sale with a full service department. And 3, the most money for your trade that dramatically affects your payments and puts you in a positive equity situation. At Sarah Honda, we give you all the incentives and have the best financing options in the region. Price, service, and selection. Shop online at sarahhonda.net or call Dino or Mike at 1-800-NEW-HONDA.
Looking for the most comprehensive sports show in Alabama? Catch Sports Blitz live from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. Join Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, and Luke Robinson as they discuss the latest in high school, collegiate, and nationwide athletics. Tune in to FM Talk 95.9, watch live on ACN Charter Channel 80, or catch the live stream at sportsblitzlive.com. That's sports with a Z. That's Sports Blitz Live, Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. Give us a call, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. You can also find us out there on Twitter at SportsCallAU, and that's always a great, easy way to interact with us and communicate with us here on the program. Let's go back to the phone lines. Michael in Opelika, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, guys, great show today. I always enjoy it. I was wanting to call in and get your take on, have you ever seen a more drastic turnaround in the athletic program than what Auburn has pulled off here in the last, I guess you'd say year and a half since Gus Malzahn, I guess, was hired, and then the subsequent Sonny Galloway, and obviously that's paying dividends for the baseball team as they're in the rankings for the first time since 2012. Won their first 2 SEC series, and now, of course, the hiring of Bruce Pearl. I mean, we've gone from bottom of the barrel, bottom rung in the SEC, and in all athletics, not just football, has been kind of steady. We, of course, had the down year with Chiswick, but it's just great to see Jay Jacobs, make a stand and do what's best for Auburn, and get in these great coaches, as everyone's pointed out. Coaching is what wins championships.
Yeah, good points, Michael, and I agree with you. And I think finally Jay Jacobs decided, and the people that are at the top of the program at Auburn in athletics made a decision that, we're not going to be the school that has to go out and hire the new up-and-coming guy all the time. We're going to go out and get a proven guy. We're going to go out and get the best softball coach available in the country. We're going to go get out and get the best basketball coach available. We're going to go out and get the best baseball coach. And when you start doing that, you bring validity to your program and you send a message to everybody out there, recruits, boosters, everybody else, that, look, we're competing for championships, not just in football, in every sport that we're playing.
Right. I mean, you get the nail on the head there. I mean, I've got softball, obviously, with their great season, their great start, best start, and no telling how many years for them. And it just trickles down to all the athletics, recruiting wise and fans and everything gets involved as this thing gets rolling along. And hopefully the wins will come later, of course, with basketball, but it's already paying dividends with recruiting and how football and now how baseball is falling into place. And I just couldn't be more excited about the future of Auburn athletics.
Yeah, we are too, Michael. We appreciate your call. Okay, buddy?
All right, thanks, guys.
Thanks so much, Randy. Michael mentioned softball. After 34 games, have the best record in Auburn history after 34 games, 28-5-1 and 4-2 in the SEC. Kentucky on the road this weekend, got a couple of road tests, Kentucky and then Florida, which will be a huge test on the road for Auburn, but already winning 2 out of 3 against LSU, winning 2 out of 3 against Mississippi State this past weekend.
The one thing, and I don't know which Twitter follower I read this from, but said, the great thing about being an Auburn fan at this time, especially with softball, is when I see that we lost, I'm shocked. And when you get a program to the level of when you pull it up and you're following your feed and you see a loss on the loss column and it upsets you because you're not used to hearing it, you've done something. And this didn't take very long, bro.
No, it did not. It did not. And I think it tells you about where softball is in the South, not just the SEC, but the South as a whole. And I think if you looked at Auburn and you see the teams around Auburn, like in Alabama and Florida and the teams in Mississippi and the success that these softball programs have been having, well, what were we missing? Where was Auburn going wrong? And obviously, not to throw anybody under the bus, but definitely, Tina Deese was there for a long time as the Auburn softball coach, and she had some pretty good years there, but just couldn't seem to get over the hump the way she wanted to and to get that program over. When you bring a guy like Clinton Meyer in to be the head coach, that sent a message to all the programs around the country that, man, Auburn's serious about their softball program now. Well, guess what that does? It sends messages to the girls out there that want to come and play. Now, all of a sudden, you got a whole faction of girls playing softball out there that now are very interested in Auburn.
888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. Our LMG question of the day, can Nick Marshall play quarterback in the NFL? You had 2 resounding yeses up here, and excited about football season. Spring football, I saw Brian Passing, our good friend with the Alabama Network, and calls basketball color there, and Brian said, you think there's any talk about spring football over in the state of Kentucky right now? With Louisville and Kentucky.
Not a bit, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit because both of these coaches have voiced their opinion about hating to play each other in this round. Both of them hate each other anyway. The schools hate each other. It's like Auburn and Alabama, except on the basketball level. And, I'm excited about watching that game. The intensity is going to be high, and that's what you want in the NCAA tournament.
I was over in Mississippi with the HSA Radio Network this past Friday night, called the girls and the guys side of the All-Star game, Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Classic. It was the 24th annual. It's kind of funny, on the girls' side it's 12-12, and now on the boys' side we hold an edge, 13-11. And so we were asked earlier my thoughts about basketball and wanting to talk about basketball, so you picked a prime time to call me about it, because I just saw the top talent here in the state, and it's there. There is plenty of it. As I mentioned, our boys have won 3 consecutive classics over there. Devin Booker, got to see him up close and personal. McDonald's All-American from Mississippi will be going and playing at Kentucky next year. He was all that he was touted to be. 31 points there in that classic. He was special. He's 6'6". He'll play a 2 or a 3 in college. Just has that different something about him. But there are players here in Alabama, and the length, especially in Alabama, unbelievable this year. William Lee, our Gatorade Player of the Year from Dallas County, you've talked about him a ton. I saw Isaac Haas up close. Have you seen 7'2" before? Have you ever been in front of a 7'2" guy?
I have been up close to a guy that's over 7 foot, and it's a different level. I mean, no pun intended, obviously, but it is a different experience to see a guy that big.
His hand, he had a size 22 shoe. We had to stop and ask. It was a very important part of the broadcast to figure out what size shoe that guy had on his foot. But if you want to see a 7'2" guy standing up, Luke Robinson that works with us on Sports Blitz, he was over with us. He's 6'5", and he looks like a dwarf standing. And Isaac Haas is from Hoax Bluff High School. He's going to Purdue next year. I can keep going down the line. Devin Miles, point guard from Blount High School, played 32 of the 40 minutes because Justin Coleman left off the team for several different reasons, but not sure exactly any of them make any sense. But nonetheless, Devin Miles played 32 of the 40 minutes. If he can't play point at one of our in-state schools, I don't know. He's going to Stetson College. You saw T.J. Lang, who's the son of Antonio Lang, going to Virginia Tech from the Mobile area. We were loaded. And I hate to see all this talent year in and year out leave the state, but per man, per administrator, per coach there in the gym, the one thing they kept saying is Bruce Pearl is about to change the realm of basketball in this state. And these were Alabama fans we were talking to, the majority. But he's about to change the perception of basketball in the state of Alabama, and that's a good thing. And the Alabama fans were saying that. And Nick Saban, I think, helped on the football side.
Yeah, he did.
I think that he upped the ante here, and Auburn has stepped up to the challenge, and we've been right there tooth and nail with them since then. And I think basketball on the other side, Alabama will have to do the same. But I'm just excited that we've got somebody to talk about here in Bruce Pearl.
Well, you're right. And Nick Saban, you either had to step up the ante or get run over, and Auburn did. I think the state of Alabama was waiting for one of these two programs, and I mean Alabama or Auburn, to make a statement that they're serious about basketball. For years on our Sports Blitz program, and for years we have talked about how Auburn and Alabama, we didn't think they could really ever be consistent in basketball because this is just a football-hungry state. All that changed when Bruce Pearl came to town, and that's right. And he has been a guy over time, and his record proves it, that he is a prolific winner. He wins at a rapid pace, and he wins quickly, and he's going to instill a winning attitude at Auburn. There's no doubt about it, and that's the statement this state needed to make. Yes, we are serious about our basketball. We are consumed by football, but we do care about our basketball. Let's go to the phone lines. Luke, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, guys. How are y'all today?
Doing good, my man.
How's it going?
It's good.
Good. I'm assuming y'all talked a little bit about the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game.
We just started, Luke, but just your thoughts.
Well, first and foremost, I thought that, look, Alabama's not California. Alabama's not Florida or New York, but man, I was surprised at how many good, solid players there were on the Alabama roster. I thought that there were several guys like Devin Miles from Blount High School, the point guard. I think he's better than any point guard Auburn's got right now, and probably would be one of the top. The backup to Trevor Relaford. I'd have no problem letting him do that. Guys like him that really were just littered throughout the roster, and I think Alabama and Auburn missed the boat on a few of them.
Well, we've been missing the boat for a long time, especially down here at Auburn. I think Alabama's done a better job of corralling some of the in-state talent. I know Anthony Grant's had a tough time keeping them, like a Trevor Lacey and all, but Alabama has definitely done a better job of recruiting in-state. The last 2 years, Auburn hasn't gotten anybody really from the state of Alabama, and I think that was ultimately one of the things that sealed Tony Barbie's fate, Luke.
Oh, I don't think there's any doubt about it, but I'm sure all that, or at least I say I'm sure, I'm hoping it's going to change, and if Bruce Pearl starts recruiting a lot more heavily in state, I think you'll see Alabama will probably follow suit. It's easy to get, to lose your way in this thing, but I think sometimes the answer to improve the basketball programs is right in front of our noses in terms of just keeping guys in state. Look, Isaac Haas is another one that he's 7'2". There's a picture of me. I'm 6'5". There's a picture of me standing next to him, and I look like a 4-year-old standing next to that kid. He's headed to Purdue.
It just a tremendous, and there's no excuse. I mean, but I told Randy Saturday on the Saturday Sports Countdown, you know, Auburn and Alabama need to give some of these kids a reason to come to their school rather than, oh, it's just close to home and my parents can watch me. I mean, right now, if you're Isaac Haas, where would you rather go? Would you rather go to Purdue and play up in the Big Ten, or would you rather go to Alabama where they have, you know, severely underachieved, and Auburn, which has been non-existent?
Yeah, I think that's a good point. And I think there are also some family ties I found out about later that probably kept Isaac Haas from looking at Alabama and maybe even Auburn too, for that matter. But he's not the only one. I mean, Lewis Sullivan's headed to UAB. T.J. Lang is headed to Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech just hired Buzz Williams. I mean, that's not a complete train wreck of a program. Right now that they've got Buzz Williams at least. But I think all those guys could have played for Alabama and Auburn. I feel like we talk about it all the time, but, man, we go to Australia to get guys who can't play. Meanwhile, there are guys who can play, you know, right up the road.
Luke, we only got about a couple of minutes left here on this segment, and I wanted to go ahead and have you mention real quick, we're looking forward to being over in the Auburn area on Saturday, and we'll have a live remote.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait to go to Uncle Matteo's. A good friend of mine, Roger Wagner, was a part of that, and they've got some great people. I've been on the phone with them. We're so excited about doing a remote over there. I know you guys will be handling it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Everybody come out to the new Uncle Matteo's pizza place. It's going to be on College Street. We'll get more information as the week goes on, but we're very excited about it.
Luke, thank you so much for giving us a call, and you and I will be on Sports Blitz tonight at 7 o'clock. Look forward to seeing you there.
All right, guys. Have a good day.
All right, thank you so much. And Randy, up against a break here. And, again, we will be at Uncle Matteo's. You and I will be there this Saturday. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, from 10 to 12, you can pick up all of our Sports Blitz programming right here on 95.9 in the Auburn and Opelika area. And we really appreciate the Tiger Group working with us on all of our programs.
Absolutely. 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. More of the Tuesday edition of Sports Call right after this.
Don't give up just yet. All Around Computers can help. 887-7773. They come to you for all your technology and computer service needs. If you don't want to install it, configure it, or even deal with it, All Around Computers can do it all. 887-7773. Do you have pop-ups, viruses, or is your computer running slow? All Around Computers can help you with it all. Don't call All Around. Call All Around Computers today. They come to your home or business for all your technology service needs. 887-7773.
Bud Light presents March, the month like none other. March means tickets are punched, champions are crowned, Bud Lights are hoisted, and anything is possible.
It's about me and 50 million of my friends gathering around a TV with cold Bud Light.
March means the most valuable trophy in the world is that cut-down net.
March means the only deadline that matters is getting my picks in before the first tip-off. March calls for another round of Bud Light because my team's made it to the next round. Oh, yeah.
It's celebrating basketball's best month with basketball's best beer, Bud Light. The perfect beer for whatever happens. From the first tip-off to the last net cut down, only Bud Light knows how to refresh hoops fans all tourney long. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Stock up this March with plenty of ice-cold Bud Light. The perfect beer for whatever happens. Presented by Adams Beverage, your local Anheuser-Busch distributor.
Auburn Bank has money to lend because you have a dream to start, a business to expand, folks to take care of, a future to secure. For what matters most to you in your life, our experienced lenders are ready to assist you in achieving your goals. Auburn Bank, since 1907, your partner, your neighbor, your friend. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Online at auburnbank.com.
TK's convenience stores are prepared to help you on your dash home. Whether you need to grab a gallon of milk, bread, drinks, or some cash from the ATM, TK's is there for you. At TK's convenience stores, we work hard to carry those items that you need to grab quickly, and we pride ourselves on high-quality gasoline and clean stores. So don't stress about your evening. Slow down and stop at one of TK's 14 locations to grab what you need. TK's convenience stores, always there when you need us.
It's true. The Big Blue Bookstore stocks Auburn's best selection of textbooks and sweetens the deal with a low price guarantee. But wait, there's more. How about a full-service post office inside the store? Don't waste hours and hours standing in the world's slowest line way on the other side of town. Multitask. Big Blue's collection of Auburn merchandise covers all your bases. AU apparel, gifts, home and auto decor, even stuff for your War Eagle pet. Well, looky there. Now you've got gifts for friends and family, and hey, there's a post office to ship them. Go Big Blue. The Big Blue Bookstore. Winn-Dixie Shopping Center on South College.
The Lee County Humane Society's mission is to be the leading advocate for companion animals in our community. They envision a future in which animals are valued, pet overpopulation is eliminated, and every adoptable companion animal has a loving and responsible home. Visit LeeCountyHumaneSociety.org today to find out more information on volunteering, adoptions, and donations. Or you can visit Lee County Humane Society at 1140 Ware Drive in Auburn. The Lee County Humane Society, where best friends meet.
For your Easter meal, turn to Honey Baked Ham for all the essentials. Hey, this is Crystal from Honey Baked Ham Company and Cafe in Opelika. This Easter, make it a truly special day with a feast for your whole family. With our signature honey glazed spiral sliced hams, classic heat and serve sides, and a full selection of desserts. We're open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday with extended hours for Easter. And now you can order your family's Easter meal online. Go to myhoneybakedstore.com, call us at 741-8411, or come see us on Gateway Drive in Opelika. Happy Easter from all of us at Honey Baked Ham.
Welcome back to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call, everyone. Brett Pritchard Randy Lee here. Going to be a very short segment as we head to the top of the hour here, but give us a call, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401 to be part of the program. Randy, I want to just talk real quick about the women's basketball. They blew out Old Dominion 82-59 in the WNIT. I know Michael called in earlier in the program, and he really wanted to voice his opinion about why we have to go to Mississippi State. And Mississippi State won 74-66 in double overtime against Southern Miss, but we did sweep them during the regular season. But I think this women's team of ours is playing really good.
Tyrese Tanner's a very good ball player for us from Hoover High School, and I was also able to call that girls' game this past Friday night, and I hate to say it, but probably the best girls' talent I've ever seen here in this state, leaving the state, going to Florida State, Shakayla Thomas from Sylacauga. Brett, have you ever seen anything like it?
No, I called her game up at the Final 48, and I told you the other day on Saturday Sports Countdown, I thought that if she were more selfish, it's rarely that you ever encourage somebody to be more selfish, but I think Sylacauga wins the state championship. But when she decided to really take over the game, they were a little bit too far behind, and they fell short. But if she'd have done what she did in the second half, late in the second half, the whole game, there's no way they would have lost.
A couple of things that you notice when you're in all-star events like this, AAU programs, these girls and guys know each other. They're around each other in the summer, and they just know of one another. And all the girls know Shakayla, and not only on Alabama squad, but Mississippi. And she handles herself so well. In the first half, she had 7 points. She was 3 of 5 from the field. She scored 24 in the second half and didn't even hardly play because she had 4 fouls. She ended up with 31 points. And here's the point that I'll make is when they tipped the ball off to start the ball game, this is how much Team Mississippi respected Shakayla Thomas. They were manning her before the ball's tipped. Anything they could do to man her out of timeouts, to man her way away from the ball, they did all that they could to make sure that they had their best player up in her face from start to finish, and she still got 31. And if she would have shot the ball more, Brett, she could have scored as many as she wanted there in the ball game. She has the chance, and we'll just have to watch and see over the next 4 years. But at Florida State, she has the chance to be, and she has the chance to be one of the best women's basketball players I think we've ever seen in this country. She is that good, and she's that good in front of special talent. We've been hearing about her because Sylacauga High School is, 20 miles up the road from us in Alexander City, and we've been hearing about this girl that can dunk. You got to see this girl in the 10th grade. She can dunk. Go turn on YouTube, and you can find it, and you go and you say, something's got to be up with that.
Yeah.
Then you watch her play, and you realize she's the best woman athlete I've ever seen. And so she'll be what Shakayla Thomas is her name. If you're just tuning in, she'll be something to watch.
Before I called that championship game, I had somebody come up to me before we went on there and said, watch Shakayla. She's probably going to dunk in this game. She never did, but She is unbelievable. She can dunk a basketball, and she is tremendous talent. Once again, bad for the state of Alabama that she's leaving to go to somebody out of state. Up against the break at 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. One more hour on the Tuesday edition of Sports Call coming your way right after this.
Little Cheaper says Kelly Blue Book is held over due to overwhelming response. Carl Gregory's gigantic Kelly Blue Book used car event is being held over. Every pre-owned vehicle is drastically discounted to Kelly Blue Book pricing. Buy any pre-owned vehicle on the lot at what Kelly Blue Book says it's worth. Plus, on-the-spot financing, even if your credit is less than perfect. Don't miss this chance to buy at Kelly Blue Book prices. Held over for one final week at Carl Gregory's 2 giant pre-owned supercenters.
Ever wondered what LMG can do for you? The possibilities are endless.
LMG offers custom apparel and promotional products, any type of signage and vehicle wraps, web design and internet marketing, video production, paper products, and more. Visit us online at leemarketing.net. 3 locations to best serve you: Madison Street in Alexander City, Highway 280 in Dadeville, and Frederick Road in Auburn. LMG, success by design.
When you're on Lake Martin and looking to own a boat, it pays to know what the locals know. Alex City Marine in Alexander City and the all-new Alex City Marine 2 on Highway 63 across from the Mini Mall is Lake Martin's premier Landau pontoon boat dealer and the area's authorized Suzuki, Honda, and Mercury outboard dealer. Alex City Marine has the industry's best brands and backs it up with the industry's best boat repair with marine certified specialists that get it done right. Whether summerization or a full overhaul, Alex City Marine has you covered. On both ends of the lake, know what the locals know. Alex City Marine.
Before the big game on Saturday, tune in to Saturday Sports Countdown on FM Talk 95.9 from 10 a.m. to noon. Luke Robinson, Randy Lee, and Brett Pritchard break down the day's biggest games and keep you up to date on the latest from the sports world. Call the guys at 256-234-6464 and watch live at sportsblitzlive.com. That's Sports with a Z. That's Saturday Sports Countdown, 10 a.m. to noon on FM Talk 95.9.
You're listening to Sports Call on Tiger 93.9, WTGZ, Union Springs, Montgomery, and Auburn, and AM 620 WTRP, LaGrange.
Fox Sports trending now.
I'm Tom Looney in Los Angeles. Ralph Wilson has died, owner of the Buffalo Bills. He was one of the founding owners of the American Football League. He was 95. Thoughts and prayers also going out today to former Buffalo Bills quarterback Jim Kelly. His oral cancer has come back, started to spread, and scheduled to have surgery on Thursday. At the NFL owners' meetings, the NFL has passed a new rule they hope will make instant replay more effective. Referees under the hood will have the ability to talk to another referee watching the game in New York. In other words, they've added another cook to the kitchen.
1 out of 12. 1 out of 12.
And Shaquille O'Neal under investigation for assault by cops in Atlanta. Shaq is lawyered up. His lawyer describes the incident as horseplay. The other guy doesn't describe it that way. And I'm Looney.
We are Fox Sports.
Are flying ants swarming around your home? They could be swarming termites.
Knowing the difference between these insects could save you time, money, and worry.
If you're uncertain about which type of insect is invading your home, call the experts, Cook's Pest Control.
Cooks will be happy to come to your home and identify insects or insect damage free of charge with no obligation.
Look, don't wait. You need to call Cooks today and get that free evaluation. Cooks protects our home. We are very satisfied, and we know that you will be too. Looky, looky, looky. Here comes Cookie.
Pest Control.
Go with Graceland Portable Buildings for storage facilities and the highest quality hunting and fishing cabins you'll ever see. Graceland blows away the competition with the finest building materials, top quality lumber, and secure metal roofs. And Graceland is so sure that their buildings will move only when you want them to that they offer the strongest warranties in the business. Buy outright or lease to own, there is no credit check required. And Graceland will deliver and set up your new building for free. Look for the G and visit Graceland Portable Buildings on South College in Auburn, or go to GracelandPortableBuildings.com.
In today's competitive environment, time is money. Allegra Printing in Auburn has the fastest turnaround. With their state-of-the-art, all-digital printing equipment, Allegra delivers with speed, precision, and quality every time. And their outside sales reps will help you from start to finish, so you don't even have to leave your office. From simple to sophisticated, turn to Allegra, East Alabama's go-to print company for more than 25 years. Visit them in Auburn at 1625 East University Drive, or call 887-3180. Allegra Printing. Quality service, expert solutions, professional results.
TK's convenience stores are your gotta-have headquarters. You know, those things you just gotta have but don't have time to waste in one of those huge pack stores. Nope. At TK's, we have your gotta-have items with no hassle, along with great customer service, high-quality items, and clean stores. So whether you need a six-pack of your favorite beverage, milk, gasoline, or some cash from the ATM, TK's has it just minutes from you. TK's convenience stores, now at 14 locations to better serve you, always there when you need us.
Spring football and A-Day are almost here, so head to the Big Blue Bookstore for all your tailgating supplies and game day attire. The Big Blue Bookstore is locally owned and always offers the best selection of orange and blue gear for adults and kids. At the Big Blue Bookstore, we are proud to be a part of the Auburn family, and we are all in. So stop by and get ready to cheer on the Tigers on A-Day, April 19th. Whether you're looking for the perfect game day ensemble, a gift, or a textbook, head to the Big Blue Bookstore in the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center on South College.
Auburn Links is proud to honor the people who keep us safe, the men and women of the military, and the police, fire, and EMTs of Lee County. To show their thanks, Auburn Links is offering you special discounts. Just show your ID, and you'll get 18 holes of the best golf around for just $25 anytime. That's right, members of the military, along with police, fire, and EMTs of Lee County, 18 holes for just $25. Auburn Links wants to thank you for what you do with a great round of golf. Auburn Links, off exit 51. Call 887-5151.
You better buckle your seatbelts because it's going to be a show to watch.
From Tiger Communications.
Jackson, touchdown!
For 20 years, East Alabama's sports talk leader.
Swing and drive, Johnson right!
Sportscall. Call in now at 887-3401-LOCAL. Or 1-888-9-TIGER-9, toll free.
Struck him out!
And now, coming to you live from the loveliest village on the plains, Sports Call.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call here in hour number 2 and our Quick Hitters segment brought to you by Home Place Mortgage. Whether you are purchasing your dream home, refinancing, or consolidating, there's no place like Home Place. Call on Home Place Mortgage at 334-521-7600 in Auburn, and our team of professionals will do the rest. Home Place Mortgage, glad to be in the Auburn-Opelika area now, taking care of your refinancing or consolidating needs with your home. Give us a call, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401 to be part of the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. We'll throw a trivia question out there for a chance to win a Sports Call T-shirt or Sports Call decal out there, your choice when you call in and get the right answer. And here in the Quick Hitter segment, Randy, obviously the SEC, let's continue to talk about SEC baseball and the standings and this week's schedule coming up for SEC. And, again, it's very rare that we've been able as Auburn fans to look at the Western Division and see Auburn sitting at the top at 4-2.
You know, that's the beauty of, and especially on a road trip when you go over to Tennessee and they're a top 20 program and you take the first 2 games, lose the third. But that's been the storyline so far. Dylan Ortman and Keegan Thompson, when they're on the mound for Auburn, we're winning. When they're not, it's a struggle and a little bit closer match. But that's the beauty of baseball is when you've got 2 great starters, you end up in this type of situation. But the West is just very strong. 17-8 overall for Auburn, 4-2 here in the conference.
You know, the thing about it is you're in first, but you're only 1 series away from being in last because Arkansas, Texas A&M, Alabama all at 3-3, LSU at 3-2-1. Is this the dumbest? I saw somebody tweet this out yesterday. Is it completely dumb to have this time limit rule on Sunday for baseball? I mean, how many other sports do you see getting cut short because of the curfew rule on Sunday? Why don't they just go on and finish that? Georgia and LSU end up tying on Sunday because you can't play past a certain time on Sunday. I mean, really? I mean, what is the purpose of that rule?
LSU continues on, too. That's going to be the story every year, I believe, is the strength of this LSU program in baseball. And a lot of that is due when you go out and you watch that program, Brett. It's packed. They're rabid about their baseball in Louisiana, and they're rabid about that LSU program, and they've got reason to be. But I think it is silly. It's kind of funny that they make this out to I mean, when you look at the NCAA tournament, when you look at football, you look at the time constraints that are on these kids with practices, to make it sound like it's anything other than a job to these kids is humorous, because it is. Yes, you're getting paid by your scholarship, but it is a job. It's a lot of times more than a 40-hour-a-week job for these players to practice, to study film, and to be ready for games. I would to work out, and
they need to do away with it. It's just a joke. I'm sorry. They just need to erase that rule. It doesn't make any sense anymore. It's just like you take a look at the rule in football, and that's what the NCAA did. They went back and looked at this targeting rule, and they said, look, why in the world are you going to enforce a penalty on something when they take a look at it and go, oh, well, it really wasn't targeting, but we're going to give you 15 yards anyway. It's like a cop pulling you over for speeding and going, well, you really weren't speeding, but I'm going to give you a ticket anyway. Let's go to the phone lines. Anthony in Auburn, you're on Sportscall.
How's it going, guys, today?
It's going good, Anthony. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Hey, I got a question on what you're talking about. What is the tiebreaker for that rule? If towards the end of the year, and what you just said with Georgia, what's the tiebreaker on that? Do you know? That's
a good question. I need to look that up. I don't know the answer to that right now, but we can definitely find that out. I just think it's silly to have a tie out there. These guys, like Randy said, work their tails off, and they look forward to playing in these games. They practice a lot, and they finally get to play a game, and it gets cut short because of a silly rule. Maybe it wasn't silly, several years ago, but now with all the things that these players have to do and the restrictions and all that are on them, why would you cut a game short in conference and end up tying it? It makes no sense.
That's a good question. It makes no sense to me. I think they're going to have a lot of issues towards the end of the year if we keep getting ties. And then, frankly, I kind of want to see that happen because I like you, I want to see that rule change. But the reason I called, I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on what you think the state of our athletic department is. I was one of those Jay Jacobs getting off the bandwagon, getting on the bandwagon. I admit that. For a while there, I wanted him gone. But I feel like right now we are on the up and coming, on the right track. I'm not saying we're going to be the Florida athletic department that has basketball national championship and a football national championship. But, what do you guys think about what Jay Jacobs is doing right now?
I think it's unbelievable to see the change in, a 2-year time? Maybe a year. Actually, just a year turn to see what he has done, and I'm all with him. And, Brett, I think one of the biggest things that he said on the program last week is with Jay Jacobs on board and some of the hires that he's made in the last 3 or 4, you really feel confident that he's going to go out and make the right hire, and he did with Bruce Pearl, in our opinion.
He definitely did, and continuing to, build confidence. He can cruise off into the sunset as far as I'm concerned. I think he's made a rebound and made 4 of the best hires you can make. And look, if Bruce Pearl can't be successful at Auburn, I think you better question the whole program. And I think that's what Jay Jacobs is saying. Look, don't blame me. I went out and got you a coach, and now it's up to everybody else to get it done.
You got that. Hey, Jay Jacobs' job is to get the fan base fired up, and I feel like with all major sports, women's and men's, we got a lot of a big fired up fan base right now. And I want to make I don't know if Shadow's called in today, but I do listen to Shadow when he calls in, and I just want to hear what his thoughts are. I hope Shadow can call in if he hasn't already today and let us all know what he thinks about Jay Jacobs. I would love to hear that just because of what he's done in this last year.
Well, hopefully Shadow will give us a call, but he is a big-time supporter of Jay Jacobs, and he's already mentioned that. But, Anthony, appreciate your call, buddy.
Thank you. Y'all guys do a great job. Continue and keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Got a trivia question to throw your way, a sports call packet that you can pick up at LMG there on Frederick Road in Opelika. That's a T-shirt and a decal. Which year was the last year that there was no team left from the state of North Carolina in the Sweet 16?
Wow. I heard that earlier today, actually. So.
888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. Name the last year that no team from the state of North Carolina made it to the Sweet 16. Wake Forest looking for them a new coach. Several teams out there looking for new coaches.
That's right, and I think Auburn is ecstatic with who they got, and Auburn fans definitely are as well. Tony in Montgomery on Sports Call.
Hey, guys, how y'all doing this afternoon?
What's going on, Tony?
I'm just enjoying this beautiful weather. It's a little windy, but it's okay. Winter's about gone. I guess for the first time, I want to say since the late 80s, early 90s, I'm, as an Auburn fan, excited about all three programs. I think it'll take Coach Pearl a couple of years to get his program in place. I'm seeing market improvement in the baseball program already, and I think Coach Malzahn had an advantage when he came back to Auburn in the fact that he helped recruit a lot of the kids that were on this team, and he just kind of added to it a little bit. So, if you'd asked me this year, we're going to play for a national championship, I'd have said no. But once we were there, I wasn't surprised. So I think Coach Malzahn had a little bit of a jump on the other two programs, and women's softball. And, women's basketball, they seem to be playing really good. But I think right now we are, coach-wise, in better shape or in as good a shape as we've been since we had Coach Dye, Coach Baird, and Coach Smith as, head coaches of the Big Three. And that's all I want to say, guys. War Eagle.
Tony, thank you so much. War Eagle to you. And, again, I think that's the whole storyline for Auburn right now is that every program has a lot of hype around it. Our gymnastics program keeps getting better, and they're in a regional now at Baton Rouge. Will be going to the regional, was the number 3 seed in that region, but they're currently ranked in the top 15 in the country, and that program just continues to get better. They're ranked 13th right now. They'll be in the regional with Stanford, Arizona, Kent State, and Iowa State, along with LSU down at the Pete Maravich Assembly Center. But, again, all the programs right now at Auburn on the up and up, and that's what you want as an athletic program. You don't want just one good program and then everything else to be mediocre, and I think that's what Jay Jacobs has done, made a statement and with all of these hires. But we're up against a break here on the program. 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401 to be part of the program. Kevin, hold on with us. I know you're on there, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Stay tuned. More of the Tuesday edition of Sports Call right after this.
Ever wondered what LMG can do for you? The possibilities are endless.
LMG offers custom apparel and promotional products, any type of signage and vehicle wraps, web design and internet marketing, video production, paper products, and more. Visit us online at leemarketing.net. 3 locations to best serve you: Madison Street in Alexander City, Highway 280 in Dadeville, and Frederick Road in Auburn. LMG, success by design.
When you're looking for the best chicken fingers and wings in town, nothing else will hit the spot better than JR's Sports Bar and Grill. JR's has everything you need to curb a big appetite, and they have all-you-can-eat chicken fingers on Monday night and all-you-can-eat wings on Tuesday night. Any child wearing their City League uniform eats for $1.99 on the kids menu. Check out our Facebook page daily for our dine-in special. Visit us at 145 Alabama Street in Alex City.
Have you been waiting to refinance your mortgage because you're concerned about the value of your home? Recent market data shows that property values have been increasing in our area.
The HomePlace Flex allows you to choose your term, whether you're looking to take years off of your mortgage or lower your monthly payment. Now is the time to act while rates are still at historic lows.
Home Place Mortgage, located at 323 Airport Plaza, Unit A in Auburn, 334-521-7600, homeplacemtg.com.
Videos have always been the best way to teach, amaze, and amuse people. With the advent of YouTube, companies big and small are producing videos that sell, promote, and increase conversion rates. Videos engage your customers, meaning more visibility, more customers, and revenue for your business. How do you get your video to stand out amongst all those customers and garner the most attention? R&B Media Video Production. Find out more at www.rnbmedia.com.
Sarah Honda of Sylacauga is the region's #1 Honda dealer for 3 simple reasons. 1. Sarah Honda offers guaranteed lowest pricing. 2. The best service after the sale with a full service department. And 3. The most money for your trade that dramatically affects your payments and puts you in a positive equity situation. At Sarah Honda, we give you all the incentives and have the best financing options in the region. Price, service, and selection. Shop online at sarahhonda.net or call Dino or Mike at 1-800-NEW-HONDA.
S&S Discount Tire on Cherokee Road in Alex City is the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealership and a place for everything mechanical. Weary and the S&S Tire crew are ready to serve you with double the capacity from routine oil changes to full engine overhauls and all transmission work. S&S Tire can handle it all. That's S&S Tire on Cherokee Road. Call David or Weary today at 256-215-8822. Visit S&S Discount Tire at 224 East South Street in Dadeville, now in 2 locations.
With over 40 years of combined experience, SignSource is the premier sign supplier for Central Alabama. From illuminated and monument signs for your business, to banners, car wraps, or political yard signs for the individual, SignSource can do it all. We specialize in designing sign concepts that get results. Contact us today at 256-825-0197 or on the web at signsourcenow.com. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Looking for the most comprehensive sports show in Alabama? Catch Sports Blitz live from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday nights. Join Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, and Luke Robinson as they discuss the latest in high school, collegiate, and nationwide athletics. Tune in to FM Talk 95.9, watch live on ACN Charter Channel 80, or catch the live stream at sportsblitzlive.com. That's sports with a Z. That's Sports Blitz Live, Tuesday, 7 to 9 p.m.
Audio. Welcome back, everyone, to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee here with you, bringing you home on this Tuesday afternoon. Give us a call, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401, to be part of the program here in our coast-to-coast segment brought to you by Carl Gregory of Columbus. Visit one of our 2 super centers at North Lake or Victory Drive. Right now, you can get Kelly Blue Book pricing on all 6 lines or over 6 lines of new vehicles and all of our used inventory. Take the short drive to Columbus or shop us online at Carl Gregory Chrysler Jeep Dodge Georgia.com. Let's go to the phone lines real quick and pick up Kevin in Auburn. Kevin, you're on Sports Call. Hey, Kevin, you with us? Kevin dropped out. Kevin, give us a call back. And, again, Randy here in the coast-to-coast segment of our program.
Trivia question. Which year was the last year that no team from the state of North Carolina made it to the Sweet 16? It's crazy to see a number, and let me tell you, it's quite a way back. So the last year that no team from the state of North Carolina made the Sweet 16, we'll give away a Sports Call package out there for whomever calls in and gets this one correct. That's a Sports Call T-shirt and a Sports Call decal for your automobile.
Back to the phone line, Shadow in Prattville. You're on Sports Call.
Well, as you guessed correctly, I'm ready to vote for Jay Jacobs for President of the United States right now, and I'm very happy that Auburn, at one point not too long ago, made a decision that they don't have to get up-and-comers, that they can go after established coaches that know how to win, and they can bring them to Auburn. I'm very pleased, and I believe Auburn's going to win the national title this year. I believe Auburn's going to be better this year than they were last year. And the best running back we got on the field right now is Peyton Barber. So that lets you know how the Shadow feels. War Eagle.
Shadow, thank you so much. War Eagle to you. And, hard not to look at the roster and think if Peyton Barber can step in and place a Trey Mason and not miss a beat, this offense can't be not better.
A statement from Jay Jacobs on that exact topic that Shadow talked about. He said, the university is committed to winning, and the administrators have given me the latitude to go out and do what we need to do from a financial resource to get who we need in place to win championships here at Auburn. And that's what we've done. Gus Malzahn, his pay continues to go up as he wins, and he's earned every dollar that we're paying him, and the exact same thing here on the basketball side. You and I had a program a couple of Saturdays ago on our Sports Blitz program, and we talked about pay here in the country to the top coaches, and $1.8 million was about the bottom that you see for a top 25 coach. And what do we come in at? $2.4 million?
2.2, I think.
2.2, 2.4 to Bruce Pearl. So you're getting yourself in the top 20 range, and that's where you need to be, because you need the leverage to be able to go up from there. And, from everything Bruce Pearl's saying, he's where he wants to be, and that's what us as Auburn fans are excited about.
Well, as a program and as a fan base, you look at your coach as an investment. I mean, they are your program, right? They are the face of the program. They're what controls your program. Look at Alabama and Nick Saban. You don't think everybody was just enamored, they paying him $4 million, $5 million a year. I mean, how much money has Alabama recouped from Nick Saban? How much more money has Alabama made by having Nick Saban as their coach? It's the best investment they could have ever made, and that's what Auburn's doing now. Auburn's proving that, look, it costs a lot to get good coaches, but you reap the benefits of having a guy that's in charge that is at the top of the game. Let's go back to the phones. Ed and Auburn, you're on Sports Call. Hey, Ed, what's up, man?
That year, I was going to talk to you on a couple of things. Would that year have been 1979?
Yeah, that's exactly right, Ed. So you make sure to go by our LMG office. That's on Frederick Road in Opelika, and pick you up a Sports Call T-shirt and decal. But 1979 was a great college basketball year. Indiana State taking on Michigan State in the finals, Bird versus Magic, and that's the last year that a team from North Carolina didn't make the Sweet 16.
Yeah, that was a very good tournament. I tell my age, but that's the year I graduated from high school. But I was going to mention, y'all were talking, excuse me, about Bama recouping the money on Nick. I had read, and I'm sure y'all have heard this also, that ticket sales for basketball, preseason ticket sales for basketball are really, really up next year, with Bruce coming in. And, I'm tickled to death with him and Galloway and Myers. Y'all have heard me say it before in your program, but I think it's just he's done some fantastic hires. I was going to ask y'all one quick thing of what y'all thought. I was listening to Dan Patrick earlier today, and he was mentioning the fact that and dadgum Dayton, my bracket's been all busted up since Dayton, but when they beat Ohio State, he was mentioning that that the committee, perhaps, seeded teams and put them together for attractive matchups like Dayton. And I don't know if y'all remember a few years back, well, it's been several years back now, Alabama won't play UAB, but they matched them up in a tournament game. And there was a guy that had served on the committee for 13 years called in and said, no, that does not go on whatsoever. But it seems to me like it kind of, like we're about to see Louisville and Kentucky. It seems to me like it does, and I just wanted y'all's opinion on that. And I'll hang up listening. Thanks very much for taking my call.
Thank you, Ed. We appreciate your call every day. And, again, you can be part of the program, too, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. As a committee, I don't think, why do they owe one team the benefit of the doubt over another, and why should they care if it matches up two programs that are in state or two rivals? If that just happens to be where the committee puts them as a seed and in the same bracket, so be it. I mean, what does it matter? That's where the committee feels like that you are and what your seed is, and that's where they want you placed, depending on which side of the bracket it is. So to me, you don't get any credit for winning the national championship last year. What you did last year, it shouldn't have any impact on what you're doing this year.
To go back to Ed's statement about Bruce Pearl triggering tickets and ticket purchases there at Auburn, and 24 hours since his hiring, Auburn has received more than 500 ticket orders since he was announced as head coach, and also 361 deposits for public tickets and 150 donations for priority seating tickets through the Tigers Unlimited Foundation. So the excitement level, there's money right there.
I mean, what else you waiting on? I mean, quit being the program that I've got to hire the next up-and-coming guy. I mean, that's great and all, but if you hire the next up-and-coming guy and he starts having success, guess what he's going to do? He's going to leave. So might as well show that you're committed to being a winner and go out and get a guy that's proven, sign him to a multi-year contract and say, look, we're going to try to be the best we can in this program, and I think that's what Jay Jacobs has done. Let's go back to the phone lines. Michael, you're on Sports Call.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good, Michael. How are you?
Doing good. Yeah, it's exactly what you said. It just seems like the days of Auburn being an afterthought, I guess, mainly even though we had our big other school across the other side of the state, those days are over, especially with the money and everything that comes in from football and all these TV contracts. They're finally letting loose and just saying, hey, we're a big-time program, big-time conference. Let's start showing like we are one instead of being the redheaded stepchild within our own state. That's not the case anymore.
You gotta break away from those perceptions, and the only way to do that is embrace that you're a big time program. And look, in football, Auburn's been to 2 national championship games in 4 years. So the time and the day 25, 30 years ago of being the second fiddle are over. Auburn's proven, they've had a couple of bad years, but they've proven that, look, they can get to the national championship game when they want to, and especially under the right leadership.
All right, and it's just shaking off that perception. As much as it's been a stigma and everyone tries to stick to it, it's just not baked anymore. And I think with a lot of these big hires, especially these big-time coaches, it's just a matter of showcasing, hey, everyone else is doing it. How come we can't do it? How come we can't be up there? Because we've showcased excellence, not just in football, but in other sports in the past, and if we've done it on a consistent basis. So how come we can't do it for everything? And that's the attitude that Jay Jacobs, I think, has adopted and has been needed for quite some time.
You're right, Michael. Forbes comes out and Auburn is ranked the 9th most valuable college program in the country, and Alabama is 7th. So, there's not a lot of money there separating the two, and only one program from the SEC's in the top 5, and that's Florida. So, regardless of what you want to look at, that perception is gone now because the money's equal and the power is there. And, people just need to move on from that. You have to move on from it from within first before everybody else can embrace it.
That's exactly right. Quick before y'all go to break, enjoyed watching the baseball team so far. And with them, they got to take care of Kennesaw State tonight. And with the Missouri team, which the pitching has been lackluster, they might be able to finally get that sweep they've been looking for the last couple of weekends. So I'll hang up and talk to you guys later.
Thank you, Michael. And Randy, Auburn's got a good chance. If they can sweep Missouri, they could create a little distance in the West.
Well, the beauty of our baseball team right now is when 1 and 2 are going, good luck. You've got to, all we need is 4 or 5 runs, and you feel very strong about, and honestly, 4 or 5 runs would be a commodity when you look at the way that these two guys are throwing. You pick up that third starter, and Auburn's got the arms on the staff to find that third starter. You may get the sweep, but winning 2 out of 3 on the road at Tennessee, a top 20 program, said a lot about this team. And not only that, I think that Sonny Galloway in his first year and the direction and the change that we've seen in the last 12 games is pointing to a strong finish here for this Auburn team as we're 4-2 in the conference.
You know, it's all about mentality, and that's what Auburn's preaching right now in all their programs. Up against a break, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. When we come back, it'll be coast to coast. We'll run down the Sweet 16 lineups for Thursday and Friday night. Some interesting matchups on tap this coming Thursday and Friday. Stay tuned. More of the Tuesday edition of Sports Call coming your way right after this.
Bud Light presents March, the month like none other.
March means tickets are punched, champions are crowned, Bud Lights are hoisted, and anything is possible.
It's about me and 50 million of my friends gathering around a TV with cold Bud Light.
March means the most valuable trophy in the world is that cut-down net.
March means the only deadline that matters is getting my picks in before the first tip-off. March calls for another round of Bud Light because my team's made it to the next round. Oh, yeah.
It's celebrating basketball's best month with basketball's best beer, Bud Light. The perfect beer for whatever happens.
From the first tip-off to the last net cut down, only Bud Light knows how to refresh hoops fans all tourney long. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Stock up this March with plenty of ice-cold Bud Light. The perfect beer for whatever happens. Presented by Adams Beverage, your local Anheuser-Busch distributor.
Free checking? We got it. Comes with free online banking and bill pay, free debit card, free mobile banking, and a nice thank you gift. You can even open your account online at charterbank.net anytime, day or night. Totally free checking with online statements is just one of the countless reasons to bank with us. Visit us at one of our locations in Auburn or downtown Opelika. Charter Bank, an entirely new banking experience. Deposits FDIC insured, equal housing lending.
Are flying ants swarming around your home? They could be swarming termites.
Knowing the difference between these insects could save you time, money, and worry.
If you're uncertain about which type of insect is invading your home, call the experts, Cook's Pest Control.
Cook's will be happy to come to your home and identify insects or insect damage free of charge with no obligation.
Look, don't wait. You need to call Cook's today and get that free evaluation. Cook's protects our home. We are very satisfied, and we know that you will be too.
Looky, looky, looky. Here comes Cookie.
Cook's Pest Control.
If you're heading to a party, having a party, or on your way home from a party, TK's convenience stores are guaranteed to have everything you need. Drinks, chips, and a case or two of your favorite cold refreshment should do the trick, right? You don't need to take time out of your nights and weekends to find a parking spot, locate what you need, and then wait in line forever. TK's believes fun should happen much more quickly. Not to mention you can fill up your tank while you're there too. TK's convenience stores, always there when you need us.
It's true. The Big Blue Bookstore stocks Auburn's best selection of textbooks and sweetens the deal with a low price guarantee. But wait, there's more. How about a full-service post office inside the store? Don't waste hours and hours standing in the world's slowest line way on the other side of town. Multitask. Big Blue's collection of Auburn merchandise covers all your bases. AU apparel, gifts, home and auto decor, even stuff for your War Eagle pet. Well, looky there. Now you've got gifts for friends and family, and hey, there's a post office to ship them. Go Big Blue. The Big Blue Bookstore. Winn-Dixie Shopping Center on South College.
There's nothing like the signature honey glazed spiral sliced ham from Honey Baked. Hey, this is Crystal. From catering corporate meetings to providing box lunches for your next event, Honey Baked Ham is just what you're looking for, including full meals with sides and desserts. Don't forget to stop by our deli for lunch or dinner, open 10 to 7, Monday through Saturday. You don't have to wait for the holidays. Plan your Honey Baked feast today. Give us a call at 741-8411, stop by and see us on Gateway Drive in Opelika, or order online at myhoneybakestore.com. Honey Baked Ham, perfect every time. We guarantee it.
Second Chance Greyhounds is a nonprofit organization dedicated to placing former racing greyhounds into adoptive homes. A greyhound from Second Chance is unique in that they are fostered and trained by state inmates after retiring from the track. This program provides a valuable experience for both the greyhound and the inmate. The greyhound is prepared for life after racing, and the inmate is allowed to experience unconditional love that only a dog can give. For more information and to see the available greyhounds for adoption, please visit secondchancegreyhounds.org.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee here, bringing you home on this Tuesday afternoon. Give us a call, 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. You can also find us on Twitter at SportsCallAU, and we'd love to hear from you, be part of the program. And let's run down the NCAA tournament. This has been a great tournament. You know, on paper, when you looked at it, Luke and I talked about it last Tuesday, it just seemed to be kind of a blasé type field, but it has not been that way in the games. Been very exciting. I don't really know what you can define as a Cinderella anymore, Randy, because there's so many teams that are on any given night that can play well. The one thing I have noticed is the SEC got 3 teams in. Kentucky was doing everything they could to just get in the tournament. Now that they've been in the tournament, they knock off Wichita State. Tennessee's won 10 of 11. Florida looks like the number 1 overall seed in the tournament. So 3 of the 16 teams left in the tournament are SEC teams.
And only 1 ACC team left in the tournament, with Pittsburgh getting knocked out. And Tennessee, I think, is the story for me, especially in the SEC, because Kwanzaa Martin, if you remember, midway through the season, there was big uproar around Tennessee to get Martin out of there and get Bruce Pearl back, or at least that was I don't know if there was any truth or validity to that. It may have just been fan bases wanting him back, but Auburn gets Bruce Pearl, and Tennessee seems to be happy with what they got in Kwanzaa Martin, and he's doing a tremendous job. But Kentucky and those 2 Harrison twins, the Harrison twins, I don't know if they'll be back next year, but I can tell you they won't be back if they have a couple of more games like they had. Would they have 39 points?
Yeah, 39 combined points in that game. Wichita State was legit, and Wichita State really didn't have a close game, and I thought they played well. I felt like the free throw shooting hurt them. They didn't shoot the ball well from the charity stripe, and I think that ended up being the nail in the coffin for them, but still had a chance to win, had the ball in their top 3-point shooter's hand with a good look at it, just didn't hit the shot. But Kentucky is playing. They finally hit their stride. They played outstanding basketball in that game, and it took outstanding basketball to knock Wichita State off. You better look out. I know this Louisville-Kentucky may be the game of the tournament in the Sweet 16 coming up, and they play on Friday night, but we'll talk about who is on tap on Thursday first.
And we'll talk about those games, but I hate to move back to Auburn basketball, but I will because I can't talk enough about it right now. But it is going to be interesting to see who Auburn puts on the schedule now that Bruce Pearl. I looked at Auburn in the non-conference schedule this year was 258th in the country overall. So not only was the record not all that great, but we didn't play anybody really. I mean, we tried to step out of
it even worse.
And took on a Boston College team and a Virginia team there. But also 4 out of the 6 years that you see, was reading an article this week, and 4 out of the 6 years that Bruce Pearl was at Tennessee, Tennessee was in the top 10 in the country in non-conference opponents. So he wants to go out. He actually mentioned that and said that he's wanting to go out. We've got to take a look at our schedule and ramp it up a little bit because kids want to play against the top talent.
Yeah, they do.
If you're going to come in and you're going to play for championships, you got to know what you got. So it's going to be interesting to see in the next couple of years to see who Auburn plays out of conference.
I definitely think that he's going to do that, and his style of basketball, he's going to look to push the ball, get it down the floor, try to get an easy layup or kick it out for a quick 3. That's his style. And then, his philosophy, I heard him talk about, his philosophy behind that, Randy, is because you're not allowing the defense to get set up, and it's easier to get rebounds that way. So you look for the easy layup in transition, or you can get an easy 3, and you can get that rebound.
It's kind of funny. I interviewed Bucky McMillan, who was the head basketball coach at Mountain Brook High School, and Mountain Brook just won their 2nd consecutive 6A state championship, and this is not a program that year in and year out has even been to the Final 48. So the style that he plays is a lot like what you say. And Bucky is a big stats guy. He's a big numbers guy. And, shooting percentage from outside of the 3-point line to right around 15 feet.
Yeah.
If you do the numbers, if you shoot the numbers, they're about the same.
Yeah.
So you
Why
take
not?
a layup, you take a close range, but if you're in tight ball games, then you may as well move it around and make the additional pass and get the open 3-point look. So it's funny the way basketball has changed over the years.
Well, it is, and if you want to break it down that way, if you're shooting a 3, it's your best odds to get. I mean, you're getting the most out of your shot because you get the most points. And if you're just a step or two inside the line, you only get a 2, and it's, like you said, the same difficulty in shooting the basketball. And then obviously the closer you are to the rim, the higher percentage you have to make it. So it is an odds game, and if you think it's anything else, you're missing the boat. But Bruce Pearl runs a similar offense like that, and on defense, he's going to press you, and he's going to try to create a shot off of the defense. So that's his style, and that's how he's going to play. And Auburn next year, still going to be building talent, going to try to do what he can with what we have down there, but he's going to expect this team to buy in. And look, Malcolm Canada showed up after spring break, ran him till he threw up in the corner, and Malcolm Canada said, look, I understand, because he said, I know this is what it takes now to be on a championship program. And Bruce Pearl said, I think he threw up over in the far left corner over there. I'm not sure which corner of the arena he threw up in, but he said he did puke, but understood exactly what was required of him. So it's a mentality. It's building a philosophy, and they're either going to buy into Bruce Pearl's philosophy, Randy, or they'll fall by the wayside.
As you look through the final 16 teams left in this tournament as we start on Thursday night, and Brett, these are just some great teams, but a 10 and 11 matchup, probably the big surprise right there. It'll be in Memphis. Stanford at 10, Dayton at 11. That was a shocker all the way around.
It is. This Dayton team, though, is finding ways to win. They've knocked off 2 big-time programs, and they've proven they belong in this tournament. Stanford, with their win this past Sunday, did a great job of being able to knock off North Carolina, and you got an interesting matchup, an intriguing matchup there, and Stanford normally may be ranked a little bit higher or have a higher seed than a 10, but when you make it to the Sweet 16, you really can throw these seeds out now, because it's you're down to one game, and Dayton, I like their chances just as good as I did in the first 2, because they didn't have a chance by most prognosticators to win the first 2 games. So I wouldn't be shocked if Dayton beat Stanford.
Wisconsin 2, Baylor in a 6. That's over in Anaheim. If you see Florida take on UCLA, I think if any team that I've watched that has cruised so far, it's this UCLA team. And your thoughts on them? That's a tough matchup in the 16 for Florida.
It is a tough matchup, but here's the good thing if you're a Florida fan. Florida has most of the year, and Auburn went down there and played them tight as anybody in Gainesville. Florida has been a part of so many close games. And on the opposite side of that for Wichita State never was in a close game, Randy, really the whole year. When they got in a close game, the matchup, they lost. Florida is used to winning close games. I think that gives them the edge in this game on Thursday over UCLA, but it's going to be a tremendous, tremendous ball game. And then on Thursday night, after that, you got Arizona and San Diego State. Arizona there for forever. At the beginning of the basketball season, looked like they were invincible. They did earn a number 1 seed, and 3 of those number 1 seeds have made it into the Sweet 16. We'll see if they can hold on against San Diego State. 888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. Randy, we'll shift over and talk about Friday's matchups now, and look at where we're going with this, because 4 great games on Friday as well.
Michigan, this team losing their post play there at the early part of the season. You would think that Michigan's going to be out of this tournament quickly, or not seeded as high as they are, but they're a 2 seed, and they're used to being there. They make a championship game last year. They're going to be a tough out, and Tennessee has been a shocker. If there's any dynasty out there, or any Cinderella story, especially here in the SEC, It's been Tennessee's play over the last 2 months.
10 of 11, and they're riding a hot streak right now. Iowa State and Connecticut, Georges Niang, the Iowa State player, just really had a chance to – actually, that's who put out North Carolina. I said earlier it was Stanford that put North Carolina out, but it was Iowa State. And they did it without Georges Niang averaging 17 points a game. They proved that they're not a one-man show, and they're really a tough out, and they've been playing really good basketball, consistent basketball over the whole season, but it'll be taking on a Connecticut team that's used to being in the round of 16. Louisville, Kentucky's the matchup I think everybody's going to be waiting to watch. That's an 8:45 Central tip-off time on TBS on Friday night. It's prime time. If you're a big basketball fan or not, this is the one you want to settle in and watch. I think it's going to be a tremendous matchup there. And Virginia and Michigan State to close it out, they tip at 8:57 on CBS. And that's going to be also an intriguing matchup. Two great games going on right there to end up on Friday. We're up against the break. We come back. Final segment of the Tuesday edition of Sports right after this.
Ever wondered what LMG can do for you? The possibilities are endless.
LMG offers custom apparel and promotional products, any type of signage and vehicle wraps, web design and internet marketing, video production, paper products, and more. Visit us online at leemarketing.net. 3 locations to best serve you: Madison Street in Alexander City, Highway 280 in Dadeville, and Frederick Road in Auburn. LMG, success by design.
June will mark 10 years of providing quality T-shirts, athletic uniforms, and promotional products for Lee Apparel. Our success is due in large part to the customers we serve in the Lake Martin community and the great state of Alabama. Our hopes are for many more years of success and growth. Contact Lee Apparel today at 256-825-0197 or on the web at leeapparel.com.
S&S Discount Tire on Cherokee Road in Alex City is the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealership and a place for everything mechanical. Weary and the S&S Tire crew are ready to serve you with double the capacity from routine oil changes to full engine overhauls and all transmission work. S&S Tire can handle it all. That's S&S Tire on Cherokee Road. Call David or Weary today at 256-215-8822. Visit S&S Discount Tire at 224 East South Street in Dadeville, now in 2 locations.
Sperlin Recycling is an Alabama-based recycling company specializing in the recycling of metal, aluminum, copper, ferrous, and non-ferrous waste. Sperlin Recycling is available for all your commercial recycling needs, including demolition, on-site scrap removal, and roll-off services. Sperlin Recycling is a family-owned corporation with several generations of experience. Call us today at 256-234-0903 and visit us online at www.sperlinrecycling.com.
Jake Little Cheaper says the Kelly Blue Book event is bigger and better than ever. His gigantic Kelly Blue Book pricing event has been extended to new vehicles. Every new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has been discounted to Kelly Blue Book pricing to save you thousands. Shop from a huge selection of over 300 new vehicles. Purchase any new vehicle for Kelly Blue Book's fair market price. Don't miss your chance to buy any new vehicle at Kelly Blue Book pricing this week at Carl Gregory Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram.
Ever wondered what LMG can do for you? The possibilities are endless.
LMG offers custom apparel and promotional products, any type of signage and vehicle wraps, web design and internet marketing, video production, paper products, and more. Visit us online at leemarketing.net. 3 locations to best serve you: Madison Street in Alexander City, Highway 280 in Dadeville, and Frederick Road in Auburn. LMG, success by design.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a 4-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, Central Alabama will provide you with courses and degree programs in tune with today's workplace. Central Alabama Community College, central to you, central to your success.
Looking for one of the best ways to market your business effectively? Advertise with R&B Media through Sports Blitz, Sports Call, and the AHSA radio network. High school and college athletics are king in Alabama, and consumers of media that center around this subject are steadily on the rise. Get the best of both worlds, radio and TV sports talk throughout the state of Alabama. To learn more, contact us today at 256-794-8223.
Welcome back, everyone. Final segment of the Tuesday edition of Sports Call. Brett Pritchard and Randy Lee, and we'll be back with you on Friday as well. So our good friend Andy Graham on the road this week up in Kentucky to see some family. So we'll wish him safe travels and look forward to having him back with us next week. A lot of spring break going on out there. I know Auburn spring break last week, but a lot of other people on spring break this week. So unfortunately, it doesn't feel like spring outside. and neither did it feel like spring much of last week, although it got warm toward the end of last week. But maybe eventually this winter weather will get the heck out of here, and we'll stabilize and have some good 70, 80-degree weather. I know I'm looking forward to it.
Sports Blitz tonight. Make sure to stay tuned in. 7 to 9, Sports Blitz Live. You can tune it in 95.9 over in the Auburn-Opelika market, Channel 80 statewide on the Alabama Cable Network, and Channel 2 here in the Lake Martin area, and excited to bring you Sports Blitz Live. And again, thanks to the Tiger Group for working with us.
Absolutely. 2 real quick stories I want to hit on before we get out of here, Randy, and get your thoughts. And then we'll elaborate on this a little bit later on Sports Blitz. But John Harbaugh had three players arrested in the Ravens the last month, and he's fed up with it, says it's unacceptable, sending the wrong message. And then in turn, Mark Cuban for the Dallas Mavericks says he predicts in the next 10 years NFL is going to implode. He said, basically because of the situation with the conduct rules, and then these television packages just saturating. It looks like the NFL is trying to move to every night of the week game. They're already having a game on Monday, Thursday, and Sunday. Is this an attempt to divert attention away from the disinterest in the NBA, or is this a real problem?
No, it's not a problem for the NFL at all because their numbers are up. If you see the numbers on the Thursday night game, when they add games to the mix, it adds ratings, and that's the reason the television networks want more games on every night. And look, if Mark Cuban was a part of the NFL, he'd be cheering for 7 days a week. They could play a game all 7 days and more money going in their pocket than he would. The problem is the NBA has lost a lot of luster. There's not a lot of interest outside of the big cities that house these. There is some, but numbers are dwindling for the NBA. Look at the numbers. Yeah. Vice versa, numbers for football, including college football, is jumping up and taking over the NBA numbers right now.
Well, look at the way that the college football is moving. I mean, it's only getting bigger, and the money's pouring in. And I think this is nothing but a complete ploy by Mark Cuban to divert attention from, as Charles Barkley said, the bottom part of the NBA is a cesspool. The latter part of the NBA, you don't have a parity in NBA anymore. You got 4 or 5 teams at the top. The rest are dumpster fires. And then you look at the Lakers, they're going to put together their worst season in Laker history. And that's not a program that should be in the position they're in right now. So I think there are a lot of people trying to figure out why the NBA is where it is. Frankly, I just don't think there's as many players spread out. When you and I were growing up, Saturday mornings or Saturdays, NBA on NBC, the Houston Rockets had Akeem Olajuwon and a boatload of players, and then the San Antonio Spurs had David Robinson, and later Tim Duncan, who's still playing. Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. The Knicks had Patrick Ewing in their bunch, and John Starks. The Celtics still had Mikal, Parrish, and Bird, and the Suns had Charles Barkley, and the list goes on and on. Everybody had somebody on their team that you wanted to watch, and I remember trying to flip around on satellite when we had satellite, and I'd look for a San Antonio Spurs game, especially if they were playing the Bulls on WGN. I just got all excited because David Robinson against Michael Jordan. I don't get excited about any of these matchups anymore, Andy.
888-9-TIGER-9, 334-887-3401. One of the main reasons there's not any post play. Dwight Howard, you may can call him a post player, but for the most part, the center play and the center position has been taken out of basketball. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? No, it's just the reality and the game that we watch now. When you go watch an all-star event the other night, like Alabama, Mississippi, the 6'9" guys are playing on the perimeter. They're not playing down in the post, and they're able to handle the basketball. So skill sets have increased, in my opinion. But back to the basket and making moves down in the post have decreased because there's just not as many of them that would like to be down in the post. I mean, that's the biggest problem I see. But Mark Cuban still is kind of funny. If the NFL is making that decision, it's a money-based decision, and the TV packages are making that decision. It's a money-based
dumb decision.
And of all people, to say something about someone making money or making a decision based around money, Mark Cuban's humorous.
Yeah, it's a tongue-in-cheek comment. Was real quick, was Shaq the last big true big man that we'll ever see in NBA?
Maybe we'll see some more, but go to the college game. Who do you like?
Nobody's coming up the ranks that I know of.
You know, Anthony Davis is a really good player in the pros right now, and I think that he has the best potential of being a premier post player.
He's not going to be a Shaq.
No, he's not a Shaq, but Shaq's a different type. You don't always have to be the biggest and burliest to play in the post. I mean, Kevin McHale was not the biggest and burliest, but he made plays in the post. And Anthony Davis, pull his numbers in the last 2 months. They're as good as anybody in the league.
Hakeem Olajuwon type guy.
Yeah, you know, Hakeem Olajuwon was special.
Yeah.
He had that mid-range game down.
That's right.
And changed it. But at 6'10", those guys are Kevin Durant's now.
That's true.
So it's just a different day and age. Doesn't mean that the skill sets, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, those guys could play up and down generation, but post play is where I see the biggest problem. But guard play today at the point and at the two may be better than we've ever seen.
Could be. A lot of great stuff on today's show. We want to thank everybody for listening to us, giving us a call out there. We'll be back with you on Friday. It'll be Will Moon back with you tomorrow. For our producer, Justin Clayton, my partner over here, Randy Lee, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we enjoyed it. We hope you have. See you next time for Sports Call. Man, just don't let that worry you, dude.